Good morning, Emaya Circle.
Good morning.
We missed you on Friday, and here we are now.
Starting the week off with coffee.
So we'll just give you guys a couple moments to jump on, no matter where you are. When you're watching, we want to welcome you and thank you for joining us. We have a lot of new followers on Facebook, so thank you for following and engaging with us. We're happy to have you here and part of our circle. We're close to 1,000. So if you like what you see, share with your friends and help us spread the word. We've got a lot of exciting things on the horizon, and we'll talk to you about a few of those things when we're finished. And don't forget, let us know you're here, comment, say hi where you're from, and join the conversation if something comes up that you are really enjoying, let us know and add to the conversation.
Yeah. And for those of you that are new to Emaya, I'm Michaela. This is Connie. We're the co-founders of Emaya, and we are coaches and yoga teachers, moms, and friends. We've been friends for over 17 years, and we use our yoga practice and teaching and meditation and our coaching techniques and trainings to inspire women to reconnect to who they are, what they desire, what they want to create in the world, and are really passionate about that. And so we really welcome you with open arms. We also are passionate about community and conversation, which is what inspired this coffee talk idea. We do these coffee talks twice a month, and we do different topics and themes. So if there's any topic or theme that you guys want us to talk about, that you want to have a conversation about, let us know. We really want to support what you guys might be moving through or needing some insight on. So welcome.
Welcome.
All right. That, let me have a sip of my coffee.
Yes.
Cheers.
I feel like I drank mine too fast. There's a little bit left, and I'm starting to get jittery. But yes. I can't switch to decaf. I can't do it. All right, Kayla, let's dive into this. So our topic today is inspired by Michaela writing this beautiful piece. If you haven't seen it, it's on our blog at emayacircle.com. And her piece is titled The Wisdom of Winter. And Kayla, why don't you share a little bit about what inspired you to write that and kind of our conversations, and we can go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think collectively, through my own personal experience, I think when we've talked, certainly you had this experience too, from friends and families and clients and students that we've been interacting with. This winter has been a challenging one, right? For many of us. If not for you, then you're in Hawaii. God bless you. Some love and light. But this winter has been challenging for a lot of us, and through conversation, I was noticing that people's reactions to the challenge of winter was to resist it or suffer or struggle through it. And in the blog, I mentioned, I had a couple moments where I was just literally cursing the snow and all of the challenges that came with it. And for me personally, it's been lots of sickness in my house. And so just again, this resistance and the struggling through it. And I was, as a coach, very curious of what else could we all be experiencing instead, right? Instead of this challenging time, instead of suffering and struggling and resisting, the winter, what possibilities exist instead? Or question I always ask is, what do I want to be experiencing instead? And underneath all of that is where's the lesson here? What is the opportunity for growth here? And I got curious and I asked some clients and some specific questions, and they loved it. It really reframed their whole experience of winter. It made it, again, an opportunity for growth and really kind of hibernating, taking that opportunity to come inward, which is a beautiful blessing of winter, and to really take that time to reconnect to self and get clear on the wisdom that winter has for you in this moment. So that was the main bulk of it. And then as you and I were talking, it's oh my gosh, of course, let us do that now, because the spring equinox is coming up. I think it's just right next week, right? And so what a gift to have that clarity and that wisdom from this season of winter to take with us as we prepare for spring, which is that time of rebirth, reawakening. You know, your creative ideas are starting to blossom and sprout. And I know that you love spring, you love all the equinoxes, and so maybe you can talk to people about the power of that time too.
Well, the world, everything just shifts, you know, and there is a magic in those turning points, and it's just a potent time energetically. So to just be prepared for this rebirth you mentioned, is really, it's exciting. I mean, we're in New York City, and it's I'd be curious to see what winter is like for people, you know, I don't know, in Florida or Hawaii, where it's really, really nice out, where I know that it's colder, but it's really tough in New York, because the children are like caged animals in the apartment, and you have to work really hard, or maybe not in some communities, to find activities and things to do, whether you have children or not. But spring happens, like the first gorgeous day, which we did have one a few weeks ago. Everybody's out wearing next to nothing, even though it's still, you know, chilly, pushing strollers, babies, dogs, people are happy. It's like all of a sudden you're like alive again. So, so that's what I think is, you know, the importance of the one that's coming up right now. But Kayla, could you talk about maybe you're already going to move on to this, but what are some things that you do? You mentioned getting clear and taking the time to kind of like hibernate, and what are some things that you do to prepare for the rebirth?
Well, me personally, me personally, I think that, well, I meditate, first of all. Like, so, I mean, we'll, at the end of this call, we're going to go through the questions, because I think those are, you guys sitting with those questions and journaling with those questions. I think that'll be really all you need to really get clear. But I really think I've worked specifically enough with the questions that I think that they'll do the magic for you. Cool. But in addition to that, I think it's, I want to get back a little bit to winter though, because you hit up on something. It's, I think that I'd be curious for those that are on right now or those that are listening, like, where have you been resisting winter? Like what does that look like for you? Because I think a lot of times in the other seasons, we're busy, right? We're outside, we're, you know, going to picnics and barbecues, and, you know, there's just lots of stuff, action that's happening that winter doesn't allow or doesn't support. And that's a beautiful thing, because again, it's forcing us to be inside our home, to be with ourselves. And a lot of times that resistance for me this season was, again, just kind of like futurizing, like, I'm just going to push through winter, get to the spring, because that's where it's going to be fun. Or what was another one? Just like getting really frustrated, you know? And as I uncovered all of these questions, I realized the root of that, when I peeled everything back, was that I was resisting the wisdom of winter, which was, for me, be patient, right? I was not being patient. I wasn't being present and patient with where I was, where the season was forcing me to be. And then also, I think there was a lot of fear that was bubbling up, that if I had just been like receiving the opportunity to not have to go anywhere, to not be able to go anywhere, and sit with the fear, there was an opportunity there for me to surrender and let go of these things that were holding me back or standing in my way, which now certainly I want to let go of before I start taking action with the springtime. So hopefully, was that clear? I'm a little overcomplicated.
I probably threw you off with my question because I got excited. No, that's really clear. It is. Just the other day we were sitting on, I think it was it this weekend or last weekend? Can't remember, it was Saturday or Sunday. And Tony is a really, like, he goes. I think that's why we go so well together, because we have the same kind of energy that is that. and he kind of plopped down on the couch and was like, we didn't do anything today. And I was like, that is okay. I could recognize even the resist, because we are talking about this so much, Kayla, but we are always go, go, go. What is wrong with sitting still? And I said that to him, like, what's wrong with sitting still? We were with the kids. We chilled. He worked so hard. You need to relax. And then he kind of was like, yeah, I guess you're right. We did need that. But I think you hit the nail on the head. And think about the seasons. Like summer, we are like, it's all energy. It's all like moving forward. And the fall, we start to kind of like, get slower and prepare for winter. You cleanse. The way you eat in the fall is different than the way you eat in the summer. Is different when you're eating in winter. And you'll see, when the season changes to spring, you're going to want to be eating differently now, and like that sort of thing. It's all cyclical, and there's so much beauty in that. But we can't always be go, go, go. It just doesn't that way.
And thinking about like even just Mother Nature. This is something else I was thinking about, of like following the rhythms of Mother Nature, right? Like, I mean, it really is a time, again, of coming back to self, of eating, just like you said, eating a different way, sleeping a different way. And I think intention is a very important thing. So we're taking action, but what is the intention behind the action? Because I think a lot of times, I know for me, go, 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 go. And then I'm depleted. And like, I look back and I'm like, what was the intention for doing all of those things? And how was I showing up when I was doing all those things? And so getting clear on what was the intention of winter for you. And there's still enough time here to, if you really did struggle through winter, or if you had a great time, we are going to do these questions and you're going to look back and pay gratitude for the season, and understanding, all of the beauty that it has to offer in its own right, even on the really hard days. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. So these questions, let me pull them up really quick. Okay. And Connie, do you want to write them into the chat so they can read them while we do it?
Yep.
All right. So these are the questions you're going to want, and you don't need to answer them now unless you just intuitively, innately know it. You can comment and share. We'd love to hear that. Otherwise, I would recommend sitting with the question and then journaling what comes up for you. So first question, what wisdom does winter most want to share with you? And that might sound like a really silly question right now, but again, when you sit with it and you're just to visualize winter, as you could even personify it as like a person, or maybe it's a feeling, just kind of like really feel into the experience of winter. What does winter want to tell you, if it was to tell you one thing? The second question, is there any action that winter would have you take on this new wisdom before spring? Okay, so once you know what wisdom winter wants you to learn, like if you were to learn anything, then you take the next question, which is there any action that winter would have you do with that information? And then the third one, how will this action support the new possibilities that arrive with spring? So I can give you just a couple examples. So what wisdom does winter most want to share with you? For me, it kind of came in mantras. So like, be patient, trust, let go. Okay, so I could see, where else in my life was I cursing winter, right? So like, how we do one thing is how we do everything in the coaching world. So if I'm resisting winter, what else am I resisting in my life, right? If those fears are coming up, or I'm pushing them away, where else am I experiencing fear that I need to let go of in my life? The second one, if winter wanted you to learn, if winter wanted you to learn one thing, what would it be? Oh, that's what I just said. Oh, Connie, I think we messed up a little bit.
Missed that one, so I just went along with what you were saying. So we just missed this question. I'll just add it.
Okay.
That's one. You went 1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4. Well, let's back up then.
Yeah, back up.
Okay. What wisdom does winter most want to share with you? That's number 1. If winter wanted you to learn one thing, what would it be? That's 2. Is there any action winter would have you take on this new discovery before spring? That's 3. And how will this action support the new possibilities that arrive with spring is 4. So Connie's going to put those in the comments. Sorry to confuse you, but it's important to do them in order.
I'll go back in later. I'll go back in later and flip-flop them.
Okay, perfect. So you can kind of see, just to give you examples of how I moved through this, and the action that winter would have me take on this new discovery. I mean, for me, it was journaling, really letting go of identifying what the fears were that I was experiencing, the expectations that I was really holding on to, which was creating resistance to the present moment. So it was a big act of letting go, and I wrote everything down. Then I did some saging because that feels good to me. But you'll know, when you sit with this and you do these questions, you'll know what that action will be. And then how will this action support the new possibilities that arrive with spring? By letting go, I'm able to be more clear about, what I want to create in the spring. And I'm coming with a clear intention and a clean space, right? So I'm not creating something in spring with the fears that winter brought up, right? So Connie, how did that land? As somebody who's hearing it, I feel like I messed up the questions. I want to make sure that you still understand.
Yeah, I think so. I think when I'm listening to you move through all these questions, I think that the big thing that's standing out to me in your words is intention. Because if we don't reflect on the winter and how it went for us, speaking about slowing down and listening, did you speed through the whole winter waiting for, the sun to shine? Did you, take it for granted? Were you really just, miserable in the weather or whatever, the climate of the world? Reflecting back on that and moving through that muck or, whatever it is that you're moving through, you come up with this wisdom that you create an intention to move from for spring. Yeah. So yeah. I think that these questions are great. And I think that it's a wonderful exercise. And I the past 2 weeks, I've really been reflecting and it makes me, like you also said, that's standing out in my head, appreciate and have gratitude for the last few months and what we've learned, as women, as a nation, as humans, wanting to make a difference in the world, whatever it is for you. I think that it's just a beautiful thing.
And you may have had a great winter. You may not have had any of these experiences, but one thing, even when I'm thinking when we did that Harvesting Harmony retreat, right during the fall harvest, it is so important to use the seasons to create intention before you move into the next one. So even if you had a great winter, which we hope many of you did, you'll still benefit from this exercise. And we hope you do the questions. We hope you comment and let us know. And if you have any confusion or you have any questions, of course, let us know as well. Yeah. It's a great exercise. I really enjoyed it. The people that I've done it have enjoyed it as well. And this is part of the second part of this series. We're going to dive into spring, right? So we're going to take this wisdom that you've gained and we're going to build upon that with one for spring. So taking that intention and then what do you want to create in spring? And we're going to use some questions to help get you really clear on what you want to create for the spring season.
I love it. I love it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't see. Oh, there's here. Laurie said, "Can you see it, Michaela?" As a former Southerner who now considers herself a New Yorker by choice, the winter is only part of life here. Is the only part. Sorry, I can't read. Of life here hard to accept. I try to remind myself of all the wonderful things the city has to offer me 365 days a year. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. It's true.
Yeah, because it is hard, but there's so much beauty in that too.
Another thing that I was noticing too was the first part of winter, the novelty of winter, I really enjoyed. And then the second half of winter is when my resistance kicked in. So, it's I'm going to cozy up and have coffee and the holidays and da-da-da. And then right after the new year, I was So as a coach, it's where else, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Where else in your life when, you know, you're starting something new? When does the novelty wear off, and what's your relationship to that? Was another reflection that I had. So.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, try those questions. Let us know in a comment below. Again, we're going to do a second part about this. So taking that winter wisdom, that intention, and then what do you do with it when we move into spring, and what do you want to create in spring, and getting really clear on that.
And then this Wednesday, once a month, it's our intention to do a meditation. So Wednesday night, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to lead about a 5-minute meditation. I think we'll be in silence for about 5 minutes, and then we can chat a little bit before. I think to take all of what Michaela is teaching here and put it to practice. So if you do have time today, tomorrow, or Wednesday to journal about these questions, or reflect on your commute, or you know, just be mindful during the day about it. I think writing is the most powerful tool, but I think we'll take whatever you have to give in the next few days, and then we can sit and reflect on that together as a circle on Wednesday night. And then, Kayla, shall we close with just letting everyone know about the workshop?
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got, like, as I said, we've got a lot of things on the horizon for you all, and we're really excited about everything. And the first really big news is that we're going to present a workshop called Back to Her. Yoga Vita is a studio that I work at in the city, and they've been so supportive and loving of everything I have to offer, and they were really gracious to take us on. So Michaela won't be here; she'll be here in spirit, but I am going to lead this workshop. And really, I think that it's a beautiful time to be doing a workshop like this as women. We're going to connect to our her, you know, the her that maybe you miss, or long to be, or long to become, that her that is residing in you right now. So we're just going to make her come alive using yoga, using meditation, a little bit of breathing, some beautiful partner work, using questions that Michaela crafts for us. And it's going to be really, really lovely. It's a great community down. Well, I teach in Tribeca, but the workshop will be at the University Place location. And it will be May 6th. It's a Sunday from 2 until 4:15. It's only $25. So it's really, really accessible. And we hope you come and explore with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm so bummed I can't be there. But yeah, I think the why, like, why did we choose this topic? I think that, I mean, again, the work that we're passionate about doing is reconnecting women to who they really are, their essence. That we like to use that word. So it's the you that's always there, you know, that's in your heart, that brings you joy, that lights you up, that is inspired and creative and open and loving and full of light. And we want to reconnect women to that, because if we all live from that place, we are empowered, we are on purpose, and we are inspired. And we want to just bring all women together and live from that place, because my goodness, what magic would happen then. And so this is a space to do that, and to reconnect to your her, your power, and your purpose. And Connie is such a gem. You're just such a wonder, Connie. And every time that I talk to you, I leave just feeling me again. And I know this is going to be a wonderful workshop, and I hope you guys join us. And if there's a sister, you know, friend, business partner, any woman in your life that you want to connect to while you connect to you, please join, invite them to come. It really is magical what happens in this circle.
Yeah. So you can reserve your space at echoing. I don't know if everyone can hear me, but yogavita.com. And then if you go to the workshop tab and scroll down, you'll find our workshop, Back to Her, and you create your account and you sign up. Simple. And we've got it up on the website, although I think I have to change the date on the website. EmayaCircle.com.
May 6th.
Oh yeah, thanks. May 6th. All right, everyone. Have an awesome week.
Happy Monday.
We will see you not this Friday, but the following Friday to celebrate the spring equinox.
Yep. And meditation with Connie Wednesday, right?
Yep.
All right. Happy Monday.
Thank you, everyone.